You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone.
Orange.
For the news with the around, log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Staffs them everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Voices come. Credibility, now we ability news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. You count on me, you count on me anyhow. Give you the news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. Man, them girl begin the secretary power. You can call on me, count on me anyhow. Liberty we ride, like a nigga we fly. Liberty TV day before. We climb the mountain just to get the news. Go down the slums to get the views. Voices down. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. You count on me, you count on me anyhow. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl begin, let's get the power. You can call on me, count on me anyhow. We speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism. Speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism.
All right, a very good afternoon and welcome to the Liberty Review program where they come to you every Friday, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And for big pardon, we start a little bit late because we put one or two things together. But like always, we there so now the afternoon of every Friday for discuss different issues that don't happen around the country. We look at stories and we make headlines now the different newspapers, the different radio and television, and of course, so we now for Liberty Online Television, some of the discussion them, we make headlines. So we can bring in analysts them and discuss some of them and see how we go beyond possibly waiting the analysts and rights or possibly waiting the different presenters and reporters and report or the question they ask or further analyze some of those the issues and they with a clear mind without any interest or for say we get any bias decision where they make or comment or people they make. And the people always they bring now people that way now professional, mostly they bring journalists, civil society activists them and different people from different walks of walk in life. Of course, like I tell you, my name is Alex Lawrence Kouma, and I'm at the studio or online from all the way from somewhere in Europe. I get Ibrahim Suri Dumbuya, winner, the executive director for League of Democracy Advocates. And now I'm my guest we get for day with me this afternoon. I'd expect another guest we go join me soon at the studio where himself where he come, then we will introduce him. But let's start with you. Welcome first, Mr. Dumbuya. Very good afternoon and welcome to the program, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon to
All
all
right.
viewers.
You don't at this program, not the first 10 days. We don't engage you on issues we get to do with national development. And you know, one possible way always when it comes to discussing issues of the law or different issues, you know, one possible way always up there for or can give you service for let we discuss some of them 10 days. First of all, welcome for the very first time from where we transfer at this building. For the very first time on this program, welcome to you, sir.
Thank you for having me, my brother. I'm grateful.
All right. We'll start one area quickly. We first of all don't make a lot of noise last week and come to this week. We get to do with the Dutch journalist where police be arrested. Of course, we see forum newspaper get say police question Dutch journalist activities in Sierra Leone. Edena, of course, exclusive says standoff Netherlands versus Sierra Leone, and a different newspaper they question police being questioned this they take up the story there so where police being questioned this journalist and ask them on different thing them for what he can do now where he said and seize in card and many other things. So Mr. Dumbuya, for a start, but before I start with you, I'll introduce my next guest, where now Mr. His ambassador Jamil JB Soare, and the founder Youth Children's Empowerment Forum Africa and 796 Civil Society Active. Very good afternoon, sir. Mr. Suarez said there, so we don't work around activism and all that, so we want for sound your opinion. But like I tell you, Mr. Dumbuya, the issues around the arrest of the Dutch journalist, first from somebody on the advocates around democracy and human rights, what's your take on all intent on the happen?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. First of all, I want for let people understand the journalists, they are not criminals, especially when they are working within the ambit and the ethics of their profession. Journalists are informants. They are there to inform the general populace about happenings, past happenings, ongoing happenings. Sometimes they can even they get a post foreseeable based on past happenings, ongoing happenings, or recent happenings. They're able to put that together and can predict with an opinion of what will happen tomorrow if preventive actions are not being taken place. We also for no say the situation around journalism in Sierra Leone becomes so complex from the repealment of the Public Order Act of 1965 and to now for decriminalizing it and to making it civil. From making it civil and to transcend it to a criminal aspect of the cyber unit. But however, let's come to for draw the parallel between international journalists and that of local journalists. I mean, it's unfortunate to some extent, for invite journalists just on mere allegations or mere suspicion, and invite question and at the end of the day, you tell them say, especially tell them say left arm. So in the case of this journalist, sometimes when you look at the whole thing, because it has been a coincidence of a Dutch national being alleged of, being a fugitive, suspiciously say it is alone, with evidence them way we don't see around see it is alone, and a Dutch journalist also in Sierra Leone. So with this kind of coincidence, they left na the mind of people for say, what is happening? Is it that this this journalist has been the person we don't investigate this story, or na the person we bring this thing to the limelight, working with Sierra Leoneans them in the diaspora or nationals? I mean, one go on for ask. Again, we look at again the reason why why she was questioned, say legitimacy on the grounds that not being do in work legitimately, meaning you not go to the due process of how we for obtain accreditation. But this is a journalist. This is a journalist we don't already talk say he didn't have the country legitimately and he obtained accreditation, and at some point in time people say he be witness a public forum when a press conference conducted by the government of Sierra Leone via the Ministry of Information. And she was there and then say asked questions. So one go on for say at the material time, she has been there before that time. And people them say they don't they meet with they don't they get interviews or a public officials them. Once from say I'm a Dutch journalist, I think that raise alarm. Okay, it behoves the government for actually question anybody where they get suspicions over, because maybe they go link you to an espionage. You know, you come for revealed security issues there at the country, you know, and it's a serious crime. Espionage is something like it's something like a treasonable offense, or how would I call it? It's something like a it's like serious international crime anyway, espionage, you know. So for let a link a journalist to an espionage, say maybe he did it for do an espionage work, or he did because of two things, or you know they practice officially. But we've seen that they investigate and at the end of the day they left them. But what thing we concern about as human rights defenders is not that the right of an individual, no matter the profession of the individual, must be seen, respected, and recognized within the national laws and international laws. Secondly, we as human rights defenders always concerned that the Constitution of Sierra Leone is not independent on its own. It's not independent, I repeat. Why it is not independent? It is because Sierra Leone na signatory to boku treaties. So sometimes when people can say, I don't write a piece where I challenge people about the issues of sovereignty. Any country in the world, I say the existence of sovereignty as of being independent, it's to me it's like a figment. It's like a figment. You know, it's literally not exist, because when you subscribe to international treaties, simply means the laws of that country they are regulated and sanctioned to those international treaties, meaning they must be in conformity to those international treaties. So when you take an action, you're not only going to look at the parameter of your national laws, but you got to look at whether taking such an action is also in conformity to other international treaties, where we don't go give you rights to, we don't go sign. Of course, most countries don't give rights, don't sign. So in this one, we always the concern say, if such a thing they happen where we bother the certain journalists and they travel going to other countries them. Then they travel going to other countries them. Then they go for go do their work. If we just they with an opinion or just a mere suspicion no more, they call people and for interrogate them on certain issues the way to an extent you look at them say, come on, this is impossible. You also they sell we own border them with a journalists to other countries than the world. you also they instill fear into them for practice na other jurisdiction. You also they give strength and they give a precedent to other countries them for make they also they treat we own border them where they practice within their own jurisdiction. So with so fast, looking at the time where they arrest them, interrogate them, I did a press conference, a press release. I demand for a release, immediate release, and demand for also an impartial investigation into the issue. The same day in the morning where I dish out the press release, in the evening hours, I just see police pull a press statement saying they don't release them and they don't put them on bail or whatever, but in property, then they under investigations. I don't feel so get problem with any
the
of
angle
these
the way they talk about,
unless
say you pull a press release, you'll be feel say the arrest be necessary or the inviter to be necessary.
well, it will be very unfair if I say you what necessity for just describe in isolation. It will be unfair. What do you mean? No, that the government get rights for invite anybody for interrogations. We are more concerned about the purpose why she was invited for, and we're also concerned about the procedures that they used for actually interrogating. Matthew, she is not an ordinary person, not a journalist by profession. And Matthew, they not catch him, they go sell drugs. They not catch him, they do illegal things in a salon, probably like some kind of dangerous illegal things. So they not catch him on a gamble ground. They can do gamble, where they go see something this gamble are illegal too. Then catch him when it they in duty as a journalist. So for that, they invite him. But this is my concern. Why they not be asked him that day when he been go to press conference? Why they not be engage him when he stand for ask question? Why they not be asked him say, if you are asking a question and you are a foreigner, do you have accreditation? Now that moment in the say, do you have accreditation to practice journalism in Sierra Leone? Do you? But they don't ask him the question that day. They left him after some couple of days. They go catch him some side, and then they say, well, this law come interrogate him. Somebody who want for say maybe the moment when they catch him, it be they perform a duty of a subterfuge journalism. When I very sensitive journalism, now it be they can do something and catch him on the act. You know, a subterfuge journalism, a journalist can go inside gutter if he sleep there 3 days, just forget the information we want. Now, a journalist can even turn how you can call a bus conductor, apprentice. He turn apprentice, say, just not for get an information where he want. You understand? Or you can turn a fisherman, just for get an information where he want. He gonna see the fish, he make like the fishing. So maybe it been they practice some kind of subterfuge journalism, forget an information where it feels say it vital for let the public know and for let an institution where it represent able get the facts for come out and inform the public about what it investigate or whether or not documents it do, what entails what they do. So it's kind of complicating, and also the coincidence of Usai, the Dutch government don't ask for an extradition to the government of Sierra Leone for a Dutch citizen as a fugitive existing in Sierra Leone. When it be don't exist in Sierra Leone, it be don't live in Sierra Leone for so long, but they not be able to know say he live in Sierra Leone. Now when he attend a particular program, Usai, the president and his family been there, videos and pictures in Comonado, and during that time, the journalists they salon. So maybe one for say, then the link can say, now the lady that day, we come for expose this man. So maybe the one for see if that is the issue, then it's an attempt for protect the fugitive. So if the
Which
inviter invites
means they make Mr. Dumbuya, he wants to say now the government they afraid for expose this particular individual.
well, I not say I not go say the government they afraid for expose a particular individual because what you make for now it could be inconclusive for make us say then they afraid because one they not receive an extradition and an extradition Salon gets a law way they govern extradition as Salon to be honest and the procedures now that the attorney general gets for make an applications to the court as per the act whether before a judge or before a magistrate requesting for an hearing of the fugitive and determination upon the evidence received and an order if required and if deemed necessary. So in other words, the fugitive self get the equal right for get a representative na the court for defend am say this ruling wey dem take wey dem been do na Holland. Yes, of course na me. It go say yes, of course na me. But this ruling na Holland been biased, been there against me human rights, and Holland is part of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Blah blah blah. From there, if the judge or the magistrate deem unnecessary, say no. I think the evidence them sufficient for make we give an order for let them extradite you. Then then the government they extradite and go to Holland. That's not the procedures. But whether we get for question the whether we go further frown at the independence of the judiciary is another test case. This is another test case again. We go for happen for the judiciary. But we don't see, of course, USA governments don't say the identity called Bells Jones, they don't get them. They only get somebody with a Umar Sharif. But I think the Dutch government is not looking at identity. Because in international law and local laws, everybody get rights for changing identity. But the Dutch government, they look at what they call the physiology and the bio. Then say by bio and by the physiology, that is the man. So that will be confirmed when they scream in finger with the Interpol. Because this na international system, na a system where the moment they put in finger them, it come up say yes at the person. So that is another ball game on its own. But I don't feel say for now, government afraid for expose because they don't get an extradition. But the only thing, the process at which the government they handle this issue, don't left so many wide and broad speculations from the public. Also because denying the non-existence of this particular person, denying no affiliations with the first family of Sierra Leone, talking about the rights to privacy of the first family, But I want for also say this. Sometimes when the minister
Some of them
talk,
tell the way they highlight so. Now I'm young concern we make are they all leaders small and bring in Mr. Suare because if we say they talk on just then he gets so many things that we focus on the journalists way then publish. Yeah, yes. Mr. Suare, once again, welcome, sir. All right. We don't follow around different media publications. And one way very clear now that the Salon police be arrest one Dutch journalist and later question him, release him, now it don't go back, but to understand say even in card, here's the card and decide for Olam because reason best known to the police. And they don't listen to Mr. Dumbuya where in analysis and all that. First, you don't walk around activism, in particular young people, what are you on take with all the happenings there around the country and looking at press freedom and free space for journalism for practice?
I believe so. At first, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to everybody. Barak. So my observation and at first, I come to a brief highlight because I don't get, I think based on my observation, because of recent I don't follow on brief on social media relating towards the saga of the foreign journalist they actually arrest, you understand, by the Sierra Leone police. You know, say they actually catch them, they do some investigation, you understand, within investigative journalism, we be say, you know, get the legitimacy for doing, you understand, on that basis. And I also get understanding, and based on Mr. Dumbuya analysis recently, just now, and say they be invite them on the weekly press conference, you understand, where actually, yes, we attend there and all. And what me understand from, because, and then I think I attend once the press conference, we be actually with the call. At first, in fact, even when journalists they enter, based on my understanding, not even during the time of questioning that they even need for even ask them. Where anybody they enter, you understand, first, there is a protocol, you understand, that they ask you where are you coming from, if they come out from what media house that they ask you, who say they come out, which institution, what in way they represent, you understand. So all of these questions actually come. So I believe say, in fact, if Nayanda the photo even, you understand, why is at the process of entering, I think Nayanda the photo, you understand, the questioning not on the period of the questioning period, you understand, where be the try for actually, and even made mention, say like somebody even waiting there is a renowned journalist who even acknowledge, say, you understand, say like, of course, yes, illegitimate, you understand, for actually enter saloon, you understand, and for actually do investigation or whatever we they actually try for do. So me, I believe, say like, if I'm actually baffled in that particular part, because if definitely they have to understand where you're coming from, you understand. I believe say they be done already do that day, and I think they get a clarification before they even enter and get a seat, you understand, and during the process, you understand. So I think now Yanda may look confused a bit, because that's based on my observation, because I've once attended like waiting I just tell you so, you understand. So that's one. That's the confused part of it. Yeah. And secondly, and just like what you say, and Sierra Leone is part of many treaties, you understand, over the international human rights laws. Inside, you understand, relating towards freedom of speech, you understand, and other international human rights laws, you understand. Sierra Leone is part of a treaty, you understand, towards that. Yeah. So I believe, say, if a certain person where they actually come, you understand, I believe, say, like, and before ever, if you've been a journalist, before ever they actually do anything within the circumference of Saloon, you understand, you for obtain an accreditation from the Ministry of Information and Civic Education, based on my observation, you understand, as per protocol. Yeah. Well, in fact, even if you're a citizen of Saloon, you understand, you are operating a media house, you can go and start and do journalism, you understand, or you start for actually operate as a media entity without having yes, exactly, from MCF, you understand. So that one is something which is everybody's actually aware of that. Yeah. So in the case of a foreign journalist come all the way travel Camp Saloon without they don't know aware of about, you understand, until on the process where they actually they operate, you understand, they don't act, they don't work, and they actually go and actually arrest them, you understand. It's something where I believe say it actually needs some clarity, you understand, based on what I actually understand. You know, probably either there is a misinformation between the police and that of the IMF or the Ministry of Information, you understand, because I believe say like if the person in question, you understand, the foreign journalist in question, they actually come for actually, you understand, if really, you understand, get the authenticity, you understand, for actually go along or carry on in what the duty, you understand, relating to us and waiting the draft for actually do. I believe say that one should have actually been related towards the security sectors. Then let them be informed that, okay, this particular somebody get the legal rights, you understand, for actually do, because they don't can obtain an accreditation to her. So whatever they actually try for do, you understand, we are aware, the government of Sierra Leone is actually aware. So I think that's, you understand, these are some of the clarity we actually need for actually.
So I think from your own case, the problem now from the security sector, the immigration to the different bodies that are more responsible for monitor.
Yes,
you
I
know,
think
the
so,
elections,
because based on observation, you understand, is somebody they actually come.
So now we blame the immigration department.
No, well, I'm not saying
So
we
long
actually
Minister of
blame because I
Information.
don't get a complete. You understand?
now
So I don't get. You understand exactly?
Now moving again
Yes.
to another strong issue. Let's not labor around this. The lady don't go, and then we continue to follow within government. They do now for make sure they monitor journalism when they come in the country. But now we go to another burning issue, and this Salon Compass gets paupers, perpetual blackout, no light at the end of the tunnel. This now waiting, and they say this spy newspaper, they say the cost of car power is a big burden on Sierra Leone. Energy chairman reveals. The issue around blackout don't be a concern in recent time. You know, always, of course, we don't know, but there are certain time last year where we see some improvement. Later again, problem can be for you. Let's take it from this Salon Compass, the front page. Paupers, perpetual blackout. No lights at the end of the tunnel. You believe in what's in this spot they say? It's like lights not there at the end of the tunnel, they will address this blackout.
Yeah, I believe say like when it comes towards governance, is everybody issues. You understand? And in as much as I'm not trying to, I believe say like, and it's a process. You understand? I'm not trying to defend governments, neither, and like trying to actually and then criticize negatively. You understand? All I'm trying to say is that, and there is much needed to be done when it comes towards the energy sector. You understand? Because and we've been on quite a long time now. We say the issue of addressing electricity has been a serious problem in Salone. You understand? Even before the previous government. Yeah. So and it was we are hopeful for like the government. I mean the new direction government. You understand? I think that was one of the major. You understand? Key, which they call say like they will actually address towards it. You understand? But we believe say like, and you know, though there is not much improvement as expected. You understand, by the Sierra Leoneans. You understand, as a whole in generally. You understand, because there is still some lapses even when the power take over. You understand, and actually a later appoint, and then Dr. Kane Yonkela, you understand, as lead energy head, you understand. So we believe say like though we don't even because they see some areas they say, you know, may don't take some 2 or 3 days where I know they actually get lights, you understand. Some areas they say, you understand, I know they get lights, and ESA go say, okay, well probably we don't travel with the call, and at the community people there they don't go, like, you understand. You know, those issues were actually coming up, you understand, previously. Yeah, till until we get under understanding, say like, you understand, there are issues within the car powership, you understand, with government need to actually pay them, you understand, and I believe say that issue were also later solved. Yeah, but the issue of the blackout has actually been still ongoing, you understand, even when all of these issues have actually been addressed partially. Yeah, but I believe say like, and it's a concern to the government, you understand, to look into this issues, you understand, keenly, because it's something actually we actually need to be actually addressed, you understand, because one of the key things we actually needs to be government needs to actually we actually is these are basic necessities, you understand. We're talking about water, light, you understand, infrastructure, education, you understand, and food security, you understand. These are basic necessities. I believe say every nation able to provide that for the citizens. Yeah. So if Sierra Leone, even after 61, after getting independent, and we are still struggling with all of these basic necessities, you understand. Even though some people they say, and it's far for us to chase other countries and within Africa where we all gain independence. Even some of we gain independence before them. You understand. You know, but they have been actually gone far. You understand. Regards development, we are still tracing. Yeah. So I believe say like, and there is still a concern, and government needs to actually look into this. And I believe say we as Sierra Leoneans also need for like support government, you understand? Because whatever thing, yes, you can criticize, but constructively. Because you get for realize, say, because the issue of social media, a lot of this and that, you understand?
Only that issue of criticize, now in this writer they say, in the direct they say pauper. The long term, the issue of blackout, my long term business, are not even ready for end now. You go with your opinion.
Well, everybody gets an opinion. Who say they actually come out, you understand? Media actually look for a positive perspective or point of view, you understand, as a Sierra Leonean, yeah? You know, everybody gets a motive, you understand, and actually how they disseminate information, yeah? But me, they come out from a different angle, yeah? So all I'm actually saying is that, yes, it's you understand, the issue of blackout has been actually overdue, and it's hard time we actually need for actually address. I'm just asking the government of Sierra Leone for me to actually take into this issue in key considerations and see, say, like, they actually address it ASAP.
So, love take you from that one where they blame them to this spy newspaper where they say the cost of car power is a big burden on Sierra Leone. Then they quote Kande Yumkela, waiting they say. So, waiting you think, as an analyst, waiting you take on government, the money government they put on car power, what don't they spend for the light? Which one you want to take on?
I believe so, like, and the key term is sustainability, where everybody look forward to us, yeah. And we cannot continue. No, it's not. You understand? That's the reason why I first start with the key thing is sustainability. Yeah, we cannot continue for depend per car powership. You understand? I believe it's hard time for Salone for make because we don't reach to that level for make we get a sustainable electricity as a nation. Yeah, so if there is a way we are in government, because we national hydro, you understand? Yeah, we get the Bubuna, we get other, you understand? So I believe, say, like, let us try to see how we can able to rebuild and find ways in trying to improve the energy sector. You understand? Rather than giving support, or if not, and then providing what income generation, you understand, to the car powership, you understand, for continue for provide light for Salome, you understand, or for Freetown.
So 6 or more years in governance of President Bio, how you go rate in performance, government performance in promoting or supporting sustainable energy in the country?
Well, coming from me understanding, and I can say, like, I can rate her like 610.
610.
Yes.
No, than a pass mark. All right.
Yes.
Her name na Ambassador Jamil JB Soare, in the founder Youth and Children's Empowerment Forum Africa, where they will be in the studio this afternoon for discourse on issues within at the front pages of the newspapers, and also make headlines at different media institutions around the country. But now we go now Europe, so we get Mr. Doumbouya, we be somewhere in France. They give we analysis on national development. Mr. Doumbouya, the Salone Compass newspaper gets paupers, perpetual blackout, no lights at the end of the tunnel, and we get Spy newspaper, we get the cost of car power is a big burden on Sierra Leone. And then it quotes the energy chairman, Kande Yumkela, doctor. From somebody don't they talk around issues of national development, you don't they Salone, you come back and continue. I know there was a time where they discussed, he said, me worry is when we come back, the blackout and the hot. This issue, you believe, say, what's in the Salone Compass, the writer, they say, paupers, perpetual blackout. You believe in that opinion or that comment to that person make?
Well, as the writer already say perpetual, of course, we all know where it comes to writing. We all know it in a hyperbole, of course. But I believe, say, the writer, in the content of the article, he writes, because it has been a continuous, consistent, and quote in the country. And we all know, say, when we talk about um, when we talk about the effects of blackout, if see if government want to achieve a lot of things, them again for look at electricity, because electricity is very component, you know. And for instance, we get for do around health, again for do around the educational issue, and again for do around food preservation, and it also gets for do around business because I want let you know say electricity na a commodity also. So na a composite commodity to some extent. It's just like the fuel. When you touch them, you don't touch everything. Even if the price of tariff go up, it touch all other areas. If the price of tariff come down, it also they touch all other areas. But it's this not a news, considering that the president himself, when he go retreat with his ministers, them he used the word say for the past 6 years. He say na excuse no more than just the gay about the blackout. He said it. He's on records for that. So to some extent, until we say there has never been or there is nothing positive will happen na the electricity sector. He used the word. He said for the past 6 years of the blackout, he said, "Now excuse no more the give." These were the correct words them we use. Let's go back and get the record. We been get a retreat with ministers and other NIG people them. We been get. This was like last year. This was late last year, you know. And we see Usai Kanjasi say a minister of NIG resign because of waiting happen, because of the continuous and consistent blackouts under in tenure. You see, say maybe to he gets in personal belief, say some of the issues that may happen are due to human error, not only technical error. Because human error is also maybe we look at political wrangling within the administration, requesting for money from the finance, maybe the finance not giving the money on time, or money not available to actually curb certain situations like the car power ship in debt. 40 million, we have not known anything since 2023 coming to 2024. You know, we've seen the money being given for electricity, but yet still relatively the electricity in a salon is very bad. Now, the issue of whether, now look at the issue of necessity again for the car power ship. I think as of now, it is necessary because there's a saying that when the best is not available, the available becomes the best. The best is not available, which is the grid system, na salon, the bumbuna. We look at all the NIG supplies them, you know, substations. We look at, you know, they are the way they generate electricity. If they are not available to actually sustain the power system as alone, then the Huawei they will just get for use them. So for me, it is necessary that the car power ship must be there and they're able to address the issue of the car power ship whilst then they address the other issues them. But waiting government, I think say government the fail for the government's too much about on reliance. You know they rely on car power ship. Car power ship is a temporal thing. Now something where we don't see how car power ship don't treat we quick they non cut light. They don't hold on to their supply. So that tells you that moment when you negotiate with them for like able for sustain the electricity supply na salon for like 1 year. During that 1 year, you ought to have done a lot of things the way it be say you not gonna need that again for the next year. You don't gonna need that again for the next year. But if you don't negotiate with them, you pay them half money, it begin to supply electricity, then you rely on them. You know they try to address the other substations, them, the other grids, them, the hydros, them. Try to empower them, try to structure them well. So at least they will replace when the 1 year they done. You know, but you feel complacent with the car power ship. Then when the money done, car power ship they ask back for money. When you not give them the money, they shut down. You know, because we no want to put effort on the Bumbuna, on other hydro, then the Makot. we get the Makot, we get the Putloko, we get a lot of other ideals them where we say they can be best handled and be able for supply. This is the question. Sometimes I have, and it is my obligation to do comparative analysis to government in, government out. And if we are discussing issues, there is no way you're not able to do comparative analysis with system in, system out, regime in, regime out. The regime where this regime replaced, at least to some extent, light been there, relatively stable. That's alone. People can be able to sell their water, they get a small money, sell their drinks, they get a small money. But since this government came in, the first mistake when they do now for attack the capitalship. You see, if the capitalship they angry now, then so they become so recalcitrant, so stubborn, then they shut down. It is because the initial attitude owner we don't get them. When they first came in, you know, the chief minister by then, Professor Francis and other ministers that were attacking capitalship, even before they came in, even during their campaign, it is unnecessary. I don't need capitalship. When they came in, capitalship, we go review the contract, we go make them go, or indeed they reduce everything. They say na businessman they will. If you come up with that kind of attitude and they to them, then they keep them. Then they keep them as a grudge. So if some of them things that they happen, it can be say themselves they exhibit them grudge, say they are not happy because you have been treating them, or when you came in, you wanna put them as a spotlight, as a target. So they said they will do the obvious way available for them. So in these circumstances, for now, there is no other alternative. Because to be honest with you, the Bumbuna is not ready as of now. Now the guy is in this. It cannot supply the cut across Sierra Leone. Take come to Freetown. The Makot, there are issues they need for Tokam. The Putloko Hydro. There are other hydros them, other grid, the substations, then the Suzanne them. You know, where then I can tell that this, they are not effective and efficient to sustain the electricity now. So the only alternative, what's available now is the capitalship, and the need for immediately address the issue of capitalship. But once they are addressing that issue of capitalship, for the capitalship restore the supply of electricity, therefore put more effort for seriously repair damaged supplies machines them. Seriously address issues of hydros and tunnel grids them way available. So once it is done, once then they done with the capitalship, they request for another money, or the time they don't negotiate for, the one and they don't pick up, they don't come up. You know, so at the end of the day, you're able to address the issue of electricity. But the issue of electricity, if the president say for the past 6 years now, excuse no money they give for the electricity, to me, I respect Mara for that, for being honest. And I been the true Italian. I been the true. I excuse. But sometimes we can blame the number one man because of what we call vicarious liability. The head is always to be blamed. But in administration, there's what they call delegated responsibilities. Some of them ministers there, within the work, they are delegated with responsibilities for help the president for achieve. But a lot of some of them are not doing their best.
Again,
So that is
Ibrahim,
why sometimes we can say-
Ibrahim, after that statement, in and the minister, na the minister of energy for the past few months, and the first entire so
Yes.
you still they blame the people in the ministry.
You have to blame. You cannot do everything. This is my son. You say, listen, the blame is what we call vicarious. Like they can say the head always to be blamed. Let me tell you, part of electricity, anything in the country, you get for blame the president. You understand? But again, the president don't put Dr. Kande Yunkela in charge. Imagine he's a chairman and he's the boss for the deputy ministers. Them just imagine, you know, this is not the first thing in history for let me see that say a chairman they go be boss for the deputy. Make me feel say chairman for just being in charge of a sector reporting to the ministers then. Me, I just feel say that is organogram, and that is a standard organogram. No matter any simple you want to argue, it's a standard organogram. So this is the issue now. The issue where I believe say the need for focus on. Now, what are the problems? Are they human errors? Are they technical problems? If there are technical problems, what is actually causing these technical problems? Now, insufficient fund. Now, Ministry of Finance, the delay for
1 minute, 1 minute,
release the
Mr. Dumbuya. What if I take you back to which you say earlier, say the past regime, lights be there, people them be able to sell their water. And when you look at this government, they say the past regime na cosmetic development then do. So in office that affects them why they go through because of the arrangement they don't put in place and not be able, not sustainable. So that's why now they can't inherit some as then they describe them as cosmetic development. In office that effect.
What is cosmetic development? My brother, this is not a simple thing. If you are saying the past government was doing cosmetic development, but that past cosmetic development, people were having 3 meals. People were having electricity relatively stable. The price control was relatively managed. Okay, the GDP was relatively better as per the time, because you determine GDP circumstances by circumstances. As of the time, the GDP was relatively better. So why we go say na cosmetic development when we be the sleep na light, it better. When we all on the station on be the sleep na light, it better. When we forget about Kaba Tiger. Imagine it was the past regime that took away the Kaba Tiger. We know how Kaba Tiger been dominate electricity problem na Salo. We all know that one day say it was Kaba Tiger. Why see them give the name Kaba Tiger? You understand? But when that regime they come, they handle. Even though Pakaba did under Pakaba in regime, it gets areas the way it do extremely well. Extremely well. But the problem no more will be affect Pakaba was the electricity problem. That they himself it will be really a challenge for him. But when the past governments come, what you do the first way they try for handle and say, okay, there are other better areas. But the most pressing area is the electricity. Let's handle it. They handle it once and for all. So when these governments have come, therefore don't look at there is what they call priorities. You get for scale your priorities. Or be they go school, we're fortunate for do economics, then teach you scale of preference. You scale your preference. Who's one force you to prioritize? Take a note to the list. Now, where the way when we meet the electricity, therefore we don't relatively manage them so forth and address other pressing issues them as how they fixed for take over the car power ship with the grid, the terminal hydro them and the Suzanne's them. But if you fail for prioritize basic amenities, basic facilities them for the people of Sierra Leone, then you will end up again blame the same people the way they operate within the system. So now, this I don't know how anybody can I don't know how anybody can define cosmetic, but me I don't tell you say cosmetic development at least 3 meals per day, relatively better light, inflation's relatively managed, and other things them like how would I call it, the GDP relatively better, the tax system taxation was relatively managed. So this is how. What again? If another person say, well, it is better to replace the synthetic development with the cosmetic development. Like I always can say, one time I be on there with a minister on TV, what tell him say, you say you inherited a broken economy. Okay, that was good. There was a broken economy. But that broken economy made a lot of things them way don't become so ambog. So if we move from a broken economy to a paralyzed economy, then what you want to complain about? Then bring the broken economy and take away the paralyzed economy. So what do we
will discuss governance generally? We get the time, but
no, it's not like To me, we are trying to help the government. We are criticizing, identifying the problems, and bring solutions to present happenings. To prevent happening. So we always dey bring them things there for make the president at least make him know say there are things that are happening where actually they bother the people of Sierra Leone. And this electricity now a serious and a major concern, my brother. People they live on electricity. Like I say, I mean, you have to cook your plazas. You keep up for 1 week, 2 weeks. But if you lights not there, how you able to 1 week, 2 weeks? Pass every day go to cook, every day go to cook. And not every day they get money. So what do we say? Let them negotiate again with the car powership. Once they are negotiating, I'm still emphasizing, then for them make an alternative plan, not for renegotiate again. An alternative plan will replace the car powership within the period of the negotiation term when it is finished. That is the issue. But the blackout in a salon is becoming unbearable. And if right now, Mr. Edepa and Gat, what I get for cam, the hot what I get for cam meet, my phone, I get for charge, my computer, you know. Although, yes, there are other areas where the government don't try, which are they give them kudos. They don't try the educational system. But again, the blackout system.
When they look at the energy sector, we look at the other area and they. But I bring Mr. Suare. You believe saying that the in 1 minute, what do you feel need for be done for address the issue of the blackout in the country?
I believe say for the major problem, say one of the major things where they affect and or where they bring on the development is when there is no effective structure. You understand? I believe say if there is an effective structure within the energy sector, you understand, though yes, then President Day, as we call, but he's actually not there, he's just been there as an temporal overseer. You understand? I believe say like there are some certain things in a way actually needs to be done within the structure on the leadership of the sector. You understand where actually needs to be addressed. Yeah, and probably address some challenges of indifferences or so, you understand, too. And everybody they look at a common goal, you understand, to address a national concern, because electricity is a very key concern. We believe say like where if any nation able to actually achieve that nation is actually prone as a failure. You understand? Because like everything is actually, you understand, because like for Freetown, you understand, for example, we get major and then citizens then a saloon, you understand, I mean Freetown to be specific, where they rely on a daily meal, rely on water. You understand? Most of them, they don't sell water, they don't need for actually survive. So I believe say, and most of them, so man, I like not get nothing. You see, even the poorest person get freezer. Not for any other thing, not for live a luxurious life, you understand, not for able for sell. At the end of the day, you understand, able for like get money and feed and picking them as well. Yeah. So I believe say like if they put in structures in place, sustainable structures in place, I believe say like we're able for resolve this electricity business, you understand, and able for address the we initial car power with the Congo we actually get, not the foreign one, you understand, like the Bubuna, you get the Dodo Hydro at the eastern, you understand, east part, you understand, we get the local, we get, I believe say like if government able for focus on the initial one, then
government will focus on hydro.
Yeah, to focus on it, yes, you understand, exactly, you understand, yes, first, yeah, sure, you understand. This one of the car powership is just an emergency purposes. If, for example, if they want them temporarily at bulk, you understand, they could just say, okay, we're a car powership, and I just make up for 1 or 2 hours, right? You understand? Right. But it's not something the government, because it actually incurs a lot. Because imagine the kind of money the government they give annually, you understand, or quarterly, you understand, to the car powership management. It's huge a lot. I believe say the money where they actually put in, you understand, if this with traditional hydro actually being arranged, I believe say like that money where they actually take call, if they actually put up by other sectors, I believe say it actually contributes a lot towards the overall development. Right. I believe say that actually needs to be done.
Well, if government put the necessary structure, it will address the issue of the blackout in the country. I want to say plenty thank you to you, Ambassador Jamil J.B. Suare. You are the founder, Youth and Children Empowerment Forum Africa. And plenty thank you to Ibrahim Suri Dumbuya, the Executive Director for League of Democracy Advocates, where they all help for discuss this afternoon few issues we get to do which don't make prominence now the newspaper them, and of course different media institutions that people don't discuss this week. I for say plenty thank you to Process Pias. We have for put this program together, to the technical team Sao and Koma and in team. I for say plenty thank you to Ona. Me don't be Alex or Escoma. They say get it for a blessed weekend and continue for watch with different program them what they bring to Ona. Until then, we'll meet again next week, next Friday.
We look for the news with the around. Log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Staffs them everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Voices come. Credibility, now we are building news. Give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. You count on me, you count on me anyhow. Give you the news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. Human them, girl begin the second power. You can call on me, count on me anyhow. Liberty we ride, like a nigga we fly. Liberty TV day before. We climb the mountain just to get the news. Go down the slums to get the views. Voices down. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. You count on me, you count on me anyhow. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl begin, let's get the power. You call on me, count on me anyhow. We speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism. Speak free and fearless.